everyone, my name is Heather and I am the owner of Iowa Yorkie Babies, and hopefully this is not the first video or the first information that you're learning about me, but it is the first video that I am going to send you in the adoption process. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about Iowa Yorkie Babies, a little bit about myself, me as a breeder, things like that. So it's just kind of a way to get to know me as your breeder. So the very first thing I like to say is I have been raising dogs since 2006. My very first love was the Bernese Mountain Dog, which if you went to my website, which hopefully you did because you filled out an application to get this far in the process, but they were actually my first love, and I knew right away when I was 12 that I wanted to raise Bernese Mountain Dogs. So a lot of people are like, you raise big dogs and you raise little dogs, and a lot of people kind of are perplexed by that. And honestly, they are complete opposites as far as dogs, you know, not just in size, but in temperament and everything else that goes along with it. They are just complete opposites. So a lot of people ask, you know, why the Berners and then why the little dogs? And so I'm going to tell you why. And it's kind of a funny story maybe, or ironic story. I don't know what you want to say, but it's my story. So we've had Yorkies since 2015, and I was always one of these people that loved big dogs. Obviously I raised Bernese Mountain Dogs, and so I was very much pro big dog, and my opinion of little dogs were that they were yippy, they were barky, they were just annoying. And so I always had this stance that I did not ever want a little dog, that I would just stick with my big dogs, and that's all there was to that. So my husband and I got married in 2014, and the following year we were almost to our 1-year mark, and I was like completely stressed out at work. So I had an accounting job at that point, and this job was extremely, extremely overwhelming. Like, I would come home from work every day, and all I would want to do is hang out with my dogs. Like, they were what made me happy. They were where I wanted to be, and I didn't really care to interact with people. Like, the people were the stressors in my life. Not necessarily my family, but when I got home, I just wanted to be with my dogs because they were like my happy place in life. And so I was very, very stressed and just full of anxiety and not enjoying life like people should be enjoying life. So my husband says to me, and maybe he regrets this. Maybe I should ask him if he regrets this. He says to me, Heather, I think you need a little dog. And my first reaction, because I was so anti little dog, was I do not need, nor do I want a little dog. No, thank you. Well, there are some things that you should never say to me. Like, my brain's going to start going. And so that's what happened. Like, my mind started going. And his method, or his reasoning, I should say, behind saying this was a little dog, you know, can sleep in bed with me, is a lot easier to take places with me, and just overall is a lot more versatile versus like my big Berners. But right away I was like, no, thank you. Sorry, I need a drink. So after he said it, I kind of started thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, well, I can at least look into some small breeds and see if there's a breed out there that might fit into our lifestyle, because I did not want a yippy dog. I wanted one that was smart and wasn't going to be annoying. Basically, I wanted a big dog and a little dog body. That's what I was looking for. And so I researched a ton of breeds. Like, I don't even remember. It's been so long now. But I know I looked up the Shih Tzu for one, Pomeranians. I don't remember all. I mean, there were several. I bet 15 or 20 little dog breeds that I looked into that were just like almost right away, like, nope, no thank you. And then I came across the Yorkie. So I was like, well, you know, they seem to have like a really good temperament. They're not big barkers. Um, they're pretty loyal. They don't have an attitude. You know, just kind of all the things were checking the boxes. So I tell my husband, oh, by the way, I found a breeder just a few hours from here. Maybe we should go look at these puppies that they have available. So we drove a couple hours, let's see, be west of here, to look at the puppies that she had available. They were, I think they were 10 weeks old or so. I remember we had to wait a couple weeks. So she brings out the available puppies. And like my one requirement was, I do not want this 2-pound little dog. I need a puppy that's going to be like sturdy. Because I was terrified that my big dogs would like step on this tiny dog. And not ever purposely try to hurt the dog. But, you know, they're just big. And so I was like, if I'm going to get a little dog, I need a sturdy little dog. And so I kind of had it in my head what I was looking for if we decided to take one home. And so we get to the breeder and she brings all the puppies that are available out. And, you know, they're running around, all except for this one girl. And she's big. She's a bigger girl. And we're all sitting on the ground outside in the grass. And this little girl comes up to me and she lays by my foot. And she did like not move the entire time that we were there. Like I would pick her up and she'd just like curl right back next to me, next to my foot, and just kind of hang out there. And so I felt like this little puppy had picked me, right? Like I needed this in my life at this moment and she knew it. And so therefore she picked me because she was the only one not running around like a puppy. She just wanted to curl up next to me. And honestly, that is what I needed. I needed a dog that just wanted to be with me. And so we put down our deposit and now the rest is history. Because, so that little girl was Amaya and she was our first Yorkie. And she is seriously like a big dog in a little dog body. And she is so awesome. She is actually very intuitive to me. It is crazy. Like, you know, she's gone through some losses with me and things like that. And she just always knows. And I feel like this dog, this little dog that I was so hesitant to even consider in the beginning, was something that, wow, she just really, honestly saved my sanity. I mean, in all reality, that is what happened. She saved my sanity. I was on this downward spiral because of stress and work. And not that I never enjoyed coming home, because I always enjoyed coming home. They were my safe space. However, this little dog, just like, I even brought her to work a couple times. Like, she was exactly what I needed when I needed it. And we joke with her all the time that if she wouldn't have been so good, we wouldn't have all these other Yorkies, because she hates sharing attention. She doesn't mind sharing it with the big dogs, but she does not want to share attention with the little dogs. When we got our imports from Ukraine, she was so mad she peed on the middle of my bed. So she has an attitude, and I honestly wouldn't change her for anything. Like, she just always seems to know what I need, whether it be a laugh or a snuggle or a kiss or whatever. She knows what to do. And I just feel like it's because she was exactly what I needed when I needed it. So that is why we raise Yorkies, because of Maya. Because I was under a lot of stress, and Amaya was like the world's best little dog. So I will tell you, not all of them are like Amaya. Amaya, I've only ever heard her bark one time, and she was outside going potty, and she barked. So my alert immediately went up, because I was like, oh my gosh, Amaya is barking. And so I ran outside, and there was a raccoon outside. So, I mean, that's the only time I have ever heard this girl bark, like, in her entire life. And so she just really is like a one-of-a-kind, extraordinary Yorkie. And I adore her, and I just cannot imagine life without her. But that is why I have big dogs and little dogs. So if you want to blame anybody on that, you got to blame Amaya, because is because she was so awesome. So anyhow, I just wanted to kind of introduce myself and let you know like a little bit about us and why we raise Yorkies. And I will tell you, I have both. I have big dogs and I have little dogs. And people might think that's crazy because they are so different. But I have them for different reasons. And I think that they serve different purposes in people's lives. And I think everybody could use a burner for sure. And I think sometimes a little dog does a lot of good for your soul. So that was a little bit about why we raise Yorkies. And just like a small introduction to me. But there are tons of videos out there about our Yorkies, more videos about me. So feel free to take a look around our YouTube channel and let me know if you have any questions. And I am excited to start this process with you and be introducing you to your puppies soon and having them add the joy to your home and to your family that our Yorkies have brought to our family. So we will see you soon, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye, everyone.